Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Monday, the 12th of July, 2021, and we're carrying out our regular morning update on the news, financials, and gold and silver prices. We can see that gold and silver slipped this morning, while the EU are suggesting yet evermore QE, well into 2022 and beyond. So let's take a look. Well, good morning. It's a Monday morning, and in fact, we're quite early today. It's 09:14 GMT +1, and it's absolutely pouring down with rain. So not pleasant outside, but nice and cozy inside. Now let's take a look at what's happening this morning. In terms of headlines, the major headline on Bloomberg, ECB's Lagarde foresees July policy shift, 2022 transition, and we'll take a look at that in a second. Yellen to press Europe on digital tax plan following G20 accord, and she sets out a rough timetable for Congress on global tax deal. This is all to do with taxing international companies with head offices all over the world. Central London rents jump by record as tenants return to capital. Now, obviously, we've spoken about property prices marginally falling in the UK over the last month, but rents always seem to go up. And we were asked a question once about rental income. And quite frankly, if you own an asset and you can have the facility or people to look after the property, rental income has always paid off over time. So you have eventually an appreciating asset in terms of the property and a rental income, providing you don't rent your property to scum who trash the joint, which does happen, unfortunately, from time to time. US futures decline as earnings seasons approach. Yes, a large number of major companies will be announcing their earnings, and UK Boris Johnson to urge caution as COVID restrictions are lifted. The concern is with removal or necessity of wearing masks, the fear is that the new Delta variant will catch hold and people will become reinfected again. Let's look at ECB's Lagarde very, very briefly. Won't read too much of this. European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde told investors to prepare for new guidance on monetary stimulus in 10 days and signalled that fresh measures might be brought in next year to support the euro area economy after the current emergency bond programme ends. So the bond programme ends early next year, and then she is basically saying we'll be looking at some other form of support. Speaking to Bloomberg Television days after the ECB raised its inflation goal to 2% and acknowledged it may overshoot the target, Lagarde said the July 22 Governing Council session, previously expected to be relatively uneventful, will now have some interesting variations and changes. It's going to be an important meeting, she said on Sunday in Venice, after a meeting of a group of 20 finance ministers and central bankers. Given the persistence that we need to demonstrate to deliver on our commitment, forward guidance will certainly be revisited. And that is what most analysts will be watching closely. Lagarde said she expects the ECB's current €1.85 trillion bond buying programme to run at least until March, as we said, early next year. That could then be followed by a transition into a new format, she said, without elaborating. Clear that Europe is in trouble. It realises it's in trouble, and its solution to that problem is more QE. Let's wait and see what happens. And let's see what effect that will have on the Fed. It'll certainly strengthen the dollar if that is the case. Okay, BBC News. England lost against Italy 2-1 on penalties. And clearly the Brits are not happy. That dominates virtually all of the headlines. Oh, what's this? I'm sorry. England left singing same old song as Italy's spoil, coming home party. Okay. People are devastated. Yes, it was a chance to victory, and we wanted England to win and win decisively. It did not happen. But do you know what? This sounds pretty awful, especially to sports fans. But there are more important things in life. So get over it, retrain, practice, and come back again. Before we go to the United States, billionaire Branson rockets to the edge of space. UK businessman realizes a lifetime's ambition by riding a rocket plane high into the sky, beating Jeff Bezos and beating Elon Musk. Mind you, he did just go to the edge of space. Didn't land on the moon. Kamala Harris visits US border amid migrant crisis. A lot about immigration going on in the United States. And we still have wildfires raging as heatwave sweeps western US. Google boss warns of threat to free internet. What's happening then in terms of the dollar? Well, it's 92.19, still well above 92, up 0.06 on the day. Oils marginally changed, half a dollar down. Stocks, obviously, it's too early for Wall Street, and we've done a weekend update, and we've put a link below if you haven't seen that. But in Asia, overnight, markets up, and moderately strongly, 2%. However, here in Europe and the UK, we're all down approximately 0.5%. Not so good here. Economic news, expectations, nothing today as we reported on the weekend, but we have the Consumer Price Index, core CPI and federal budget on Tuesday. Producer Price Index Wednesday, and then a lot of data Thursday and Friday. How's the gold performing this morning? Well, not so well. It's currently down $4.50. It did dip initially on opening, as you can see on the chart, then actually rose above Friday's closing price, and then virtually, when I say collapse, we're talking about $5 here. Virtually collapsed, or maybe $11 from its peak. Recovered, falling back again. Silver, similar position, except it remained more in positive territory than gold initially. Peaked, fallen right back, coming back again. We're now down 10 cents at $26.03. And finally, Bitcoin's down $203 on the day. That's it for now. Nothing particularly exciting. A little weakness in precious metals. We'll see what happens. Certainly the European announcement about more potential QE going forward will, in our view, strengthen the dollar, certainly against the euro. And as we know, when the dollar strengthens against the euro, that's normally bad for precious metals. But there are many months between now and March and July next year. Thank you for listening. Please, if you like what we're covering here, give us a thumbs up. We try to keep these Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning briefings as short as we can, hopefully under 15 minutes maximum. Do subscribe and press the bell sign. And we have produced quite a few videos on our Crypto Plus channel, so please head on there, and we put a link below. In addition, on this channel, we draw your attention particularly not only to our gold and silver update and forecast for the week ahead, but also a few videos we produced earlier in the week. Is the housing bubble about to burst? Inflation is not dead. Are equities on the verge of collapse? And one we produced a couple of weeks ago, which has got a lot of attention, why gold and silver prices just crashed. And to some extent, what we covered then really epitomizes why there is weakness in those prices still today. And we've placed links to all of these below. Thank you, have a great day, and we shall be carrying our umbrellas here in the UK. Disclaimer. Illuminati silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.